Hi everybody, who doesn't like to have a laugh watching funny videos of kittens and puppies? After all, our furry friends never cease to amuse us with their games. But if you thought they couldn't do more than that, you are quite mistaken. You can find hundreds of stories of pets and wild animals who risked their lives to save humans. In today's video, we're going to share with you some of these stories, and we promise you, after the video, you'll want to give your beloved pet a big hug. Let's get it on. The American Pit Bull Terrier is considered one of the most aggressive dogs in the world. It certainly has a formidable appearance, in addition to being originally bred for hunting bulls and bears, and for fighting. However, this incredible story will make you change your mind about the merciless nature of pit bulls. In fact, as dog experts say, this gladiator dog can be the perfect bodyguard for your kids. This story happened in the middle of the night when part of the Chai family was already sleeping peacefully at their home in California. Suddenly, Sasha, their dog, began to bark relentlessly in the backyard. The mother, Nana, decided to check out what had happened to the pet and what was causing her so much anxiety. As soon as she opened the front door, 8-month-old Sasha threw herself like a bullet into the family's baby room and grabbed her by the diaper in an attempt to pull her out right away. It was then that Nana saw that her house was being destroyed by the fierce flames spreading from a neighbor's house. The woman instantly grabbed her daughter and the dog and ran out into the street, then called 911 and rushed to alert all the neighbors of the disaster. But suddenly, Sasha escaped from her hands and hurried back to the smoke-filled house. Apparently, the dog thought that the other 2 children were still inside, but luckily that day they were staying with their father. The puppy didn't respond to her owner calling for her and was nowhere to be found. Nana was desperate. She thought the dog had died in the fire. It was only after the fire was put down that the woman discovered that the dog was inside the closet, the kids' favorite spot for playing hide and seek. It's terrifying to imagine what would have happened if this good girl hadn't awakened her owners in time. Not only did she save the lives of her family, but also of their neighbors. By the way, Sasha is only 1 month older than the rescued girl, Masaila, and according to Latana, she is a member of the family. She plays with the children, expresses all kinds of affection to them, and even takes baths with them on the hottest days. Cats versus dogs. What would be more common than this battle of the pets? But jokes aside, the following story shows us once again that it doesn't matter who's the strongest or the smartest. The most important is who's really brave, as it is with us humans. The hero cat is the name given by internet fans to Tara, an 11-year-old cat. A few years ago, she saved her 4-year-old owner, Jeremy Triantafilo, from a neighbor's dog attack. The boy was riding his bicycle in the backyard of his home when the neighbor's watchdog suddenly jumped out from behind a car and locked his jaws onto the boy's leg. In a matter of seconds, their own son. Only after seeing the surveillance footage did they discover that their sweet little Tara was so brave that even the furious dog didn't scare her. The video, which soon was posted on social media, gathered several million views in just a couple of days. In addition, fans wrote an article about Tara on Wikipedia and created a Facebook page to honor her. As a result, the boy got 10 stitches on his leg and the dog had to be put to sleep in accordance with the results of medical research. Tara, who one day simply followed the Triantafilo family on the street and suddenly became a member of the family, remains the favorite pet not only of her owners, but also of thousands of fans around the world. In 2014, she even won the Blue Tiger Award, an honor given exclusively to service dogs, but she clearly deserves this award. The following story, although it's not about pets, can be considered an example of the kindness mammals show towards people. Marine biologist Nan Hauser told about a humpback whale that saved her from a possible attack by a tiger shark on a recent expedition to the Cook Islands in the Pacific Ocean. Upon seeing a giant 23-ton whale nearby, Nan headed towards it to take a closer look. Then, the animal suddenly tried to hide the woman with its pectoral fin and push her out to the surface. It turned out that the huge whale was trying to keep the biologist and her team away from the danger that was lurking nearby, and that biologists had not noticed in 10 minutes. In addition, according to the scientist, another whale was distracting the shark with its tail. Nan only realized the imminent danger a little later, when she noticed that it wasn't another friendly whale near them, but a deadly shark. She recognized it by the movements of the animal's tail. It wasn't moving up and down, but from side to side. According to the biologist, this story demonstrates the ability of whales to sacrifice. Nan assures that these mammals are often willing to risk their lives to save other species, just like firefighters who burst into a burning house.
I'm sorry, I love you too. I love you too, I do. I love you.
There is a theory about cats being able to find the spots that cause pain on a person and lie on top of them to heal them. Believe it or not, this cat has shown with its own example that at least some of these balls of fur do have medical skills. Rusty and Claire Nelson's friendship story began 2 years before this story. The woman adopted the pet at a local shelter. She said that no one else liked the cat because it was 8 years old, much older than the other animals. But Rusty and her owner loved each other from the very first moment. One day, Claire was feeling a bit bad, but she didn't think much of it, believing it was simply indigestion or something. She decided to lie down and rest for a while when her pet, normally calm and quiet, went kind of crazy. According to the woman, every time she tried to go back to bed, the cat jumped on her chest, pulled her legs and meowed without leaving her alone for a second. After everything, Claire had no choice but to call the doctor and schedule an appointment, as the cat kept her awake. But when she got to the bus stop, the woman felt sick and called 911. The doctors who took her to the hospital later reported that Claire had suffered a heart attack. You have to admit that it was more than just a lucky coincidence. The hero who saved this family was a pet goat. It was a birthday present for 10-year-old Abigail Bruce, and to be honest, the girl's father was not very happy at first with a new family member. Ironically, however, the animal appeared in the family just in time. Only 2 days later, the goat, which had been called Speedy, saved their lives. Saturday night, when the whole family was asleep, the goat started screaming, trying to wake up its little owner. At first, the girl ignored her new pet and just stayed in bed, but the goat was really eager to wake her up. Then, the girl realized that dark smoke was filling her room. The girl rushed to her father's room. At first, he didn't believe that there was a real fire in the house, but when he got up, he saw the flames licking one of the broken windows in the other room. The firemen arrived at the scene a few minutes later, but because of the soot and smoke, the house became completely uninhabitable. However, thanks to Speedy the goat, nobody was hurt. It was undoubtedly the best birthday present for little Abigail. Apparently, Tony, a ginger cat from Fairborn, Ohio, appeared in the life of Robin Lawson's to save her. She survived thanks to the help of the fluffy hero, who suffered third-degree burns on his stomach and paws, but saving her from a fire. That night, Robin was sleeping peacefully in bed with her dog when she heard her pet meowing. But it wasn't Tony's normal meow, she says, and it was clear that something was wrong. As she left the room, the woman saw her house was on fire. She heard her pet crying, but it was almost impossible to see him through the smoke. Robin had to leave the house immediately, thinking that her beloved cat had died trying to warn her of the danger. However, the firemen came to the scene quickly and took the cat almost breathless from the burning house. Fortunately, the doctors managed to revive the little hero, who had suffered terribly from the smoke and burns. The cat was one step away from leaving this world, and now you know why people say cats have several lives. A mini pig is probably the last animal you can imagine when you think of heroic creatures from the animal world. However, this little pig literally sacrificed his life to save his owner. The tragedy occurred in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where little Theodore lived with his beloved owner, Courtney Goff.
Yes. Come on.
She said that he was always special. He loved traveling, eating ice cream and walking, and on that fateful night, he became the family's hero forever. Around 3 a.m., Courtney woke up to the screams of her beloved piggy, thinking that he was probably just hungry, but now she's sure that the pet was trying to wake her up to warn her of the disaster. Courtney left the room, saw the flames, and immediately ran to wake the other residents. But when she returned, she couldn't find Theodore in the cloud of smoke. The woman could not stay in the the burning apartment, and the firefighters forced her out of the building. But even so, she couldn't abandon her little hero. She returns to the burning apartment despite the instructions of the firemen. In an attempt to find her pet, Courtney bent over, burning her hair to the roots. Theodore was found by the firefighters 20 minutes later. According to them, the body had not been affected by the fire, but it was not possible to save the pig. The animal had inhaled too much smoke and died shortly after alarming its beloved owner of the danger. Courtney said that she doesn't care about the things burned in the apartment. The only thing important was the life of her beloved Theodore. Friends, love your pets and take care of them. Who knows, maybe someday they'll be the ones to save your life. Hey, stop being lazy, it's time to use that brain of yours. Welcome to Brain Time. Incredible facts from the past, the present, and even the future. The power of nature and wild animals, amazing facts and unsolved mysteries. You'll find all this and much more here. Subscribe now, you won't regret it.